So, one thing about the power of autosuggestion and an example that worked for me in my life is when we ask, we're coming from a place of not having something. So, that's the beginning of creation. So, we ask for the improvement. So, to receive the improvement, one way to go to the end is with the power of autosuggestion. In the Bible, let the meek say they are strong. So we can do that too, right? We can do that too. So one of my favorite auto suggestions before I found Napoleon Hill's work was it's fun to find a better feeling thought, or it's easy to find a better feeling thought. This goes back to Abraham and the momentum of good feeling thoughts rolling down the hill, which we want if we want to bring more good feeling things into our lives. And until I practiced more, of course, I struggled with maintaining a good feeling thought. Like everybody, we're all like that until we practice anything new. And one thing that really worked for me once I decided that I wanted to feel better was it's fun to find a better feeling thought. Why wouldn't it be fun to find a better feeling thought? Once I'm thinking a better feeling thought, I'm feeling better. Well, that's fun. It's fun to feel better, isn't it? So, just saying that over and over again, especially if I was in negative emotion that I had left untended and I was starting to not feel good and I was starting to go the other way and go down the hill of not feeling good with my momentum. And law of attraction was gathering those thoughts together. One of my little ways of gently turning the tide was I can find a better feeling thought. Maybe I couldn't say in that moment it's fun to find a better feeling thought because of how I was feeling, but I can find a better feeling thought if I try. Not the best feeling thought I've ever thought in the world, just a better feeling thought. So again, we only have access to the next state when we're feeling a certain way. If it's not the elation and the love and the joy and we're somewhere in the middle, we don't have access necessarily to the love and the joy, but we can work ourselves that direction, right? Of course, we can work ourselves the other direction too. And that's what it is when we let thoughts that maybe don't feel so good join other thoughts that don't feel so good, or we let thoughts that feel a little better or feel like relief join thoughts that feel a little bit like relief. So when you're kind of in here and wanting to go that way, the great thing about that is you can with practice. So I absolutely, once upon a time, and I'm sure many people can relate to being a person that once I slept in and I was going to not make that bus, there was, not good feeling thoughts were surrounding all of that activity. And then other crummy things would happen as well, right? And that's that, you stub your toe and then you have a bad day, right? That's you jump to the end of having a bad day. But as I did this work, and it was 2020, I was working on a TV show. And so I've been doing this work for consistently for about 3 years. And I'd had my main spiritual awakening, I'd say 2016, 2017. So, I was more consistently than I used to be in a good feeling place. And I remember this day on set where I didn't stub my toe, I tripped. So, of course, on film sets that we're not using are dark. When you're wandering around to look for a noise, because that's my department, I'm in sound, I would be looking for noises or whatever. You need to go somewhere to do something. And if you're cutting through a dark set, you have to obviously let your eyes adjust or you have to pull out your flashlight. Well, I clearly didn't let my eyes adjust and I didn't pull out my flashlight. And there was a lip and I tripped and I landed quite hard on my side and it was painful. But instead of deciding, oh, well, what was I thinking about that brought that about? Or, oh, I feel bad now because this thing happened to me and maybe my alignment isn't where I think it is. Instead of overthinking any of that, I was like, you know what? It's okay. This doesn't have to be when I'm 5 years old and I scrape my knee and I don't understand the process of healing. I understand the process of healing, and that's okay. I make sure this was the beginning of my movement journey. I hadn't really delved into daily yoga yet, but I was starting to become stronger and I was starting to be more mindful, and I was starting to do, I dance a little bit at work. I called myself the dancing film technician because once I figured out how to be good at my job consistently, I just wanted to have more fun at work. It's a long work day. I don't want to be at work unless I'm having fun. That's kind of my mantra now. So I just walked it off. I breathed a lot because I was able to have a couple minutes before I had to do a next thing. So obviously, whatever I was going to do, I couldn't do that at that moment, but I just breathed through it. And I was like, you know what? This is okay. I can handle this. I can deal with this. I don't have to make it a big thing and cry about it. It's okay if we do cry about those things. Sometimes, they are really painful, right? But it's just a little fall. It's just a little trip. I don't have to, worry about this. I don't have to get in my own way of the healing by being upset that I hurt myself. And within a couple of hours, it was still a little tender, but, I just didn't focus there. And the next day, I really don't remember having any kind of pain at all. So that is the power of our minds. That is the power of autosuggestion. I can find a better feeling thought if I try. I absolutely can find a better feeling thought. Oh, I want to find a better feeling thought. Feeling good is my birthright. Oh, it's fun finding a better feeling thought. It's invigorating knowing that I improved my mood myself. I became more unconditional in that moment. I became more connected to source. I did that. The source within and I are closer than we were in that moment where I was having some negative emotion. And, that's the journey. That's the good feeling journey of knowing that feeling good is our birthright and doing something about it when we don't feel as good as we want to feel.